Karen Cunagin Sypher made her way into U.S. District Court wearing a pink skirt and black blouse on the first day of her trial. She's charged with trying to extort UofL basketball coach Rick Pitino in exchange for her silence about their 2003 sexual encounter. She also faces charges of lying to the FBI and retaliation for telling police Pitino twice raped her, claims prosecutors said were bogus. Federal prosecutors began the day painting Sypher as a serial liar. Her defense attorney, Jim Earhart, countered that she was the victim, saying this case is about money, power, and influence. Prosecutors introduced several pieces of evidence. Exhibits 1 through 3 are phone messages made to Pitino's cell phone in February of 2009. The messages were played to jurors, including this one obtained by Fox 41 News.
Why would you do something like that? But, no, I'm not out to get money. I don't want no part of that, but I just want you to do the right thing to that woman. You need to do the right thing, that's all.
Assistant U.S. Attorney John Kuhn says Karen Sypher traded sexual favors with the caller, Lester Getzinger, who used payphones to leave threatening messages for Pitino. Kuhn says Sypher denied knowing who made the calls, and he later introduced phone records that showed Sypher and Getzinger called each other several times leading up to and during the days the threats were made. An FBI agent told jurors Pitino met with Sypher after the calls and offered to make her life easier. Her attorney, Jim Earhart, blamed Pitino for not reporting the threat sooner. He also said Pitino urged Sypher to get an abortion after their 2003 encounter, telling Karen, "There's concrete and the river if you can't handle things." Karen Cunagin Sypher kissed a crucifix as she made her way into federal court on day 2 of her trial. Sypher is accused of threatening to go public with allegations UofL basketball coach Rick Pitino twice raped her and that she later had an abortion, unless he agreed to this list of demands that called for cars, a house, and later $10 million. For the first time, jurors heard Sypher by watching an exclusive interview she did with Fox 41 News in April of 2009. The interview included her claims that Pitino raped her at Porcini Restaurant after hours on August 1st, 2003.
I was saying, no, please get off me. I don't know, please, I don't understand this. Why are you doing this? And all he said was, shut up and be quiet.
Sypher also faces charges for going to police with those claims. State prosecutors said they were bogus and did not charge the coach. In the interview, Sypher said she felt threatened by Pitino to get an abortion.
He said, this cannot go any further. We have to do something about this. If you mention this to anyone, you and your children will be put in concrete. And that's when I just froze.
Sypher claims she was repeatedly threatened over the years to keep quiet. Prosecutors used the interview in an effort to establish her story. Jurors later heard from Lester Getzinger, the man who used a payphone to place threatening calls to Pitino's cell in February of 2009.
Within 2 weeks, the media will be notified of all the details and evidence of the rape.
Prosecutors ended the day by calling patrons of Porcini, who were there that night, and described Sypher as flashy, giggly, and flirting with Pitino. UofL basketball coach Rick Pitino arrived at U.S. District Court and was on the witness stand before 2 p.m. He often wore glasses as he glanced at evidence and told jurors he was frightened by threats he received last year. Jurors were shown photos of the bar area of Porcini Restaurant as Pitino described what happened between him and Sypher after hours on August 1st, 2003. Pitino said, "Some unfortunate things happened, and she opened my pants." He denied that he raped her, saying, "I could never rape a woman. I could never be physically harmful to any woman." Sypher is accused of threatening to go public with rape allegations unless Pitino met this list of demands that included cars, a house, and cash payments. Pitino admitted to later giving Sypher $3,000 for health insurance, money she used for an abortion. 6 years later, Pitino said he was returning from a recruiting trip when he received anonymous threats on his phone.
Within 2 weeks, the media will be notified of all the details and evidence of the rape.
Pitino told the jury, "He mentioned the word rape, and I got very sick to my stomach." The coach later said he knew he was going to be blackmailed and met with Karen Sypher at a UofL practice facility. Sypher secretly recorded that meeting. On tape, Pitino can be heard trying to figure out the identity of the caller.
Don't accuse me, because I've been through hell with this, and I have... No,
I'm trying to get to the bottom of it.
Okay, well, see, I can say this thing. I know. You're humiliated. I had an abortion of a baby that was way too late that I should not have, and I did for you.
The day ended with Pitino denying he threatened Karen Sypher. Afterwards, one of Sypher's attorneys scolded her for poor behavior in the court for slamming pens and notebooks during Pitino's testimony. The argument ended with Sypher walking out of the front door of the courthouse.
I'm stronger than ever, and I'm waiting for my day.
What do you think about what the coach said?
No comment.
Karen Sypher walked out of federal court with a friend after being convicted of trying to extort millions of dollars from UofL basketball coach Rick Pitino. Sypher and her attorney left without talking to reporters, as did her mother Judy and son Jake, who told prosecutors afterwards, "Thanks for taking my mother away, guys."
It was a hard decision. I mean, we were human beings, so we took that into consideration, but we came to the decision based off what the evidence provided.
Just overall, the evidence was just too overwhelming.
Jurors said the phone calls that Lester Getzinger placed to Pitino's cell phone in February of last year were a key piece of evidence that influenced their decision. Prosecutors later showed phone records that illustrated Sypher communicated with Getzinger before and on the days the calls were placed. What did it for you?
I think she lied. I think that she was looking for a way to improve her life. And as sad as it may be, it really came down to a question of morals.
Did anybody have any sympathy towards her?
Well, absolutely. How could you not? You know, she is a mother. She has children. She has a young daughter. We actually talked about, you know, we need to say a prayer and let the healing begin, because there's a lot of healing, because this situation has affected a lot of people's lives, not just hers.
Sypher was released despite a request from prosecutors to keep her in federal custody. She could face up to 26 years in prison, but legal analysts say that's unlikely.
We're very pleased with the verdict, and we'd also like to acknowledge that this was a very difficult trial.
Karen Sypher's spiritual advisor, Reverend William Franklin, had this to say.
It's been a battering situation, so it takes a lot out of a person, and it takes a lot for a person to be strong.